Hi, welcome to this new video tutorial. Today we are going to discuss about XMacro in C and C++. But here specifically we are going to take the case of example writing code in C++. So when you look on the definitions of XMacro online, you are going to see different type of definitions. For example, one of the commonly one is it is a meta programming pattern in C and C++. It's not part of the official language, and it is one of the clever and reusable coding idiom. So it's one of the clever way to make a reusable coding snippet in your project. So stuff like this one, when you read a definition like this one, is clear, but do you really understand it? So in order to explain XMacro in this tutorial here, I'm going to take a completely different approach. First, we are going to create a program that can be implemented with XMacro, but we are going to create that program without XMacro. So for you to know why is it needed. So once you understand why it's needed, then once we implement XMacro, then you will understand it better, and even these definitions here will make sense. So without a further ado, let's kick off. And so then. So where do we start? Let's come here to our IDE. In another tutorial, I show you how you can install different the compiler and extensions to run C++ on VS Code. So I'm going to use VS Code here. You are free to use any IDE that you want. So when we let's create a new file, save it. We are going to save it here as XMacro 01.cpp, and then here we are going to set the type as C++. So that is it here. Then let's start our implementation. So first of all, what we are going to do now is to include our header. Here we are going to take the IO stream. Then now we are going to define the enum manually. So it's what we are going to do now. If you write enum, we define a color here. Let's open the brace. Then inside that one here, you are going to add some contents. This is our enum here, which is actually a list of color. That's the first thing. Then let's put here, say 1. And then in the second part here, what we are going to do now is we are going to define a function that convert enum to string manually. So by doing that one, so I'm going to pause a bit. So so here is what we get now. So see, we have defined our enum here. Here is our list. And then when we come to these functions implementations, that we can see that we are repeating here. This list here, we are also repeating the same thing here. We can see 1, 2, 3. is appearing in 3 places. That's one thing. This repetitions here, and then we can see the opportunity of reusing here. Somehow replacing something here, this one list here by a variable and reuse it in our code. Is that possibility. So once that one is done, we need now to go to the first step and then define our main. So we come now and define our main here. Then our code is there, it's ready. So if we try to run this one, we can see that we have assigned this color here as green. Then we expect this one color name here to be green. Once we run this one, this functions here to return green because we pass green here as the current color. So then we run that, we select the compiler, and then it takes some time to build. So it is still running. It's taking time to build here. So what again? Bam, you can see at the end here it's run successfully here, and then our functions has returned green. Now that is one thing. Suppose that now we also want to modify our code. If it's a very long list, suppose we have many things that we have to modify in our code. So let's make it simple. Here you want to add a new color here. Let's say yellow. Then when we add yellow here, we also need to come to our code here, modify it. If you don't modify it, our code will break, right? So we also need to come here and set the color yellow, the definitions for yellow here. Right? We have to set yellow. And then now if we replace this one by yellow, same thing. If we run again, we expect the color to be yellow, but what is the issue here? So the first thing is the repetitions here. We see the repetitions here, as I said before. We see that the list here is repeated in our code 3 times. We have the list 3 times. We can make it better. So if you want to modify our list, we have to go in these 3 places here in our code and modify it. That doesn't make our code really stable and maintainable. So this is opportunity where we are called to use our XMacro. So in the next implementations here, we are going to get rid of this list here and then replace it by XMacro, and then this program is going to run the same way, but with additional advantages that it would be more maintainable. So that is it here, and then we stop here and then we go to the next tutorial. Stay tuned. Bye.